All right, ready to dive into something that might make you rethink that extra slice of pizza. We're talking about aging.
But not just the kind we measure in birthdays, right?
Exactly. We're going deeper today. Looking at biological age, how old your body actually seems based on what's going on at the cellular level.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
And get this, a new study published in Clinical Nutrition suggests that what we eat might play a much bigger role in that biological clock than we thought.
Even for those of us who are, well, still young.
Especially for the young, actually. This study called the Finn Twin 12 study looked at over 800 twins.
Twins?
Yeah, all between the ages of 21 and 25.
Okay, why twins? What's the advantage of looking at twins?
Well, because twins share the same genes, researchers can get a much clearer picture of whether differences in aging are due to nature or nurture.
So our DNA versus our lifestyle choices and environment.
Exactly.
So like a built-in control group.
Buffer.
But how do they actually measure this biological age? I mean, it's not like they could just glance at someone and guess, right?
You're right, it's definitely not that simple. They use something called epigenetic clocks.
Epigenetic clocks?
Yeah, it's actually pretty cutting edge. They're computational models
Okay.
that basically look at changes in how our genes are regulated over time.
So almost like a molecular clock inside our cells.
Exactly. And these changes, specifically something called methylation, are a reflection of our biological age. So by analyzing these methylation patterns, these epigenetic clocks can predict how old someone's body seems regardless of their actual age.
Wow, that's pretty wild. Okay, so what did they find? What kind of diets were these young adults eating that seemed to make them age faster or slower?
Well, the study highlighted two distinct dietary patterns.
Okay.
On the one hand, you have the less than ideal pattern. Let's call it the fast food diet.
Okay, I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Low in fruits and vegetables, high in processed meat, fast food, and sugary drinks.
Yeah, been there.
And guess what? Even in these young adults, it was linked to faster aging.
Okay, not too surprising, but still a bummer. What about the flip side? What about the fountain of youth diet? Give us something to aspire to here.
Well, no exotic superfoods required, thankfully. The pattern associated with slower aging was pretty much what you'd expect. Lots of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
Low in meat, fast food, and those sugary drinks. Basically, good old-fashioned healthy eating.
So no magic bullet, just consistently making good choices. It seems pretty simple. But I gotta ask, what about our genes? Did the study tell us anything about how much of this aging thing is already predetermined?
That's where things get really interesting. Remember, they used twins in this study. And what they found is that shared genes played a much bigger role than upbringing in how diet affected biological age.
Hold on, so even if I eat all the broccoli in the world, my genes might still make me age faster than someone who hypothetically lives on pizza?
That's what the study suggests. It seems our genes can influence how our bodies respond to what we eat. But, and this is crucial, even with that genetic influence, a healthy diet is still going to benefit everyone. It's kind of like having a car. Even if you have a super powerful engine, you still need to give it the right fuel and maintenance to keep it running smoothly.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. But before we go any further, let's break down exactly what this fast food diet looked like in the study. Give us the nitty-gritty details. What were these young adults actually eating?
Well, they actually dug into these participants' food diaries, and they found that those following the fast food diet ate a lot of red and processed meat.
Okay.
Things like burgers, hot dogs, bacon, you name it. And they weren't exactly loading up on fruits and veggies, which, is pretty common these days.
Yeah, I'll admit, sometimes a salad just doesn't sound as appealing as a juicy burger.
Totally relatable. But they were also consuming a lot of sugary drinks,
Sodas, sweetened juices.
Yeah. And of course, let's not forget the fast food itself. Fries, pizza, fried chicken, all those tempting yet highly processed goodies.
Okay, so the picture's becoming pretty clear. Not a lot of nutritional powerhouses in that diet. But let's talk about the flip side. The folks who seem to be aging more slowly. What did their diets look like?
Well, lots of fruits and vegetables. A rainbow of colors, actually.
I like that. Eating the rainbow.
Yeah.
Easy to remember.
Exactly. And they weren't shunning all meat, but they were definitely choosing leaner options. Fish, poultry, maybe some beans or lentils for plant-based protein.
Makes sense. So less processed foods, more whole foods. That's the ticket.
It seems so. And it wasn't about being perfect. Even the participants with the slower aging diets probably indulged in a burger or pizza now and then. It's about the overall pattern of choices over time.
Okay, I'm feeling hopeful. But I have to admit, I'm also wondering, we're talking about young adults in this study. Do these findings apply to those of us who are, shall we say, a bit further along in our journey?
That's a great question, and it's something researchers are actively exploring. While more research is definitely needed on the long-term effects of diet on aging across different age groups, it's probably safe to say that our bodies are constantly responding to what we eat no matter our age.
So whether we're 25 or 65, those dietary choices still matter.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not just about, preventing wrinkles or holding on to our youthful looks. It's really about supporting overall health and well-being as we age.
You're right. It's about feeling good, having energy, and staying active.
Exactly. Healthy aging is about so much more than just the number on our birth certificate. It's about living our best lives at every stage. And while we can't control everything about how we age, genetics certainly plays a role, this study suggests that we have more power than we might think.
That's empowering.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm already adding more veggies to my grocery list. But are there any specific foods that stand out as being particularly good or bad for aging?
That's a great question. And that's where things get really exciting. Researchers are really starting to unlock the secrets of how specific nutrients interact with our bodies at a molecular level. For example, antioxidants,
Okay.
found in abundance in colorful fruits and vegetables.
Mhm.
They help protect our cells from damage.
Okay, so antioxidants are like little superheroes fighting off those aging villains. I like it. What else should we be loading up on? So antioxidants are into it. We'll start.
Got it. What else is on that anti-aging all-star team?
Well, studies have shown that omega-3 fatty acids,
Okay.
which you can find in things like fatty fish salmon, walnuts,
Mm-hmm.
they may help protect our telomeres. Those are the caps at the end of our chromosomes that shorten as we age.
Okay, so we're talking about protecting our DNA from fraying, basically.
Exactly.
Interesting. Anything else?
Yeah, fiber is another one that's often overlooked. It keeps our gut microbiome happy, which we're finding is increasingly linked to healthy aging. So think whole grains, legumes, and those colorful veggies we were talking about.
Mhm.
Right, because gut health is about way more than just digestion these days.
Yeah.
It seems like scientists are discovering all kinds of new connections between our gut and overall health all the time.
You're absolutely right. There's so much more to learn about that fascinating world of the microbiome and how it influences aging. But going back to diet for a second, let's talk about the foods we might want to cut back on for healthy aging.
Okay, so we know processed foods and sugary drinks aren't doing us any favors.
Yeah.
But anything else we should be mindful of?
Well, there's growing evidence that excess sugar can accelerate aging through a process called glycation.
Glycation.
Yeah. Basically, sugar molecules bind to proteins
Okay.
and form harmful compounds that can damage our cells.
So it's not just about weight gain and, energy crashes.
Mhm.
Sugar is actually messing with our cells at a deeper level.
It seems that way. And that doesn't mean we have to banish all sugar from our lives.
Right.
But it's definitely a good reminder to be mindful of, added sugars lurking in processed foods and drinks.
This is all pretty eye-opening stuff. It
Yep.
really makes you think twice about what you're putting in your body.
I agree. And it's not just about, individual foods. It's about the overall dietary pattern. Shifting towards a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, olive oil, and fish, has been consistently linked to longevity and healthy aging.
So it's about a lifestyle approach, not just a list of good and bad foods. I like that. But all this talk about genes and clocks and sugar molecules, it can be a bit overwhelming. What's the one key takeaway for our listeners? What's the one thing they should remember from all of this?
I think the most important message is that we have more agency over how we age than we might think.
Okay.
Every meal is a chance to nourish our bodies and support healthy aging. It's not about perfection, it's about progress.
So small changes made consistently can really add up to big differences over time.
Exactly.
It's about adding those extra veggies to our plates, swapping out that sugary drink for water, and just choosing those foods that science is showing us can actually help slow down those internal clocks.
You got it. And remember, aging is a natural part of life. It's about embracing each stage and doing what we can to support our health and well-being along the way.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive. It's really amazing to think that something as simple as our diet can have such a profound impact on how we age. So to all our listeners out there, keep those plates colorful, those minds curious. And remember,
Click like and subscribe to this Unlock Your Mind podcast.